Well, ABC 57 is staying on top of breaking news. This morning, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has passed away. She was 96 years old. People across the globe and right here at home are remembering her life and the legacy she leaves behind. We sent things to ABC's Jay O'Brien this morning, who's live in Washington. He's breaking down how people across the U.S. are remembering Queen Elizabeth II. Jay, good morning.
Rich, good morning. Here in the nation's capital, Americans young and old are visiting the British Embassy, paying their respects. President Biden was there as well, offering his condolences, signing a guest book there, writing what the Queen meant to him and the world. This morning, the United States mourning the death of the United Kingdom's beloved monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. In Washington, flags ordered to half-staff at the White House and Capitol. President Joe Biden Thursday signing a condolence book at the British Embassy, celebrating what he called the Queen's enduring strength and her life of public service. Later addressing her passing at a Democratic Party reception.
The thoughts and prayers of the American people are with the people of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth in their grief.
Leaders from both political parties celebrating the Queen's legacy. Former President Trump saying she will always be remembered for her faithfulness to her country and her unwavering devotion to her fellow countrymen and women. Former President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama writing the Queen meant a great deal to us. We were struck by her warmth, the way she put people at ease. Brits across the U.S. describing a feeling of grief.
She's somebody to look up to.
It's a huge loss when you feel the connection.
And Beatles legend Paul McCartney also tweeting, "God bless Queen Elizabeth II." Elton John saying the Queen has been a huge part of my life from childhood to this day, and I will miss her dearly. The Queen will have a state funeral in London. A date for that is expected to be announced soon. World leaders from across the globe, are likely to attend. In Washington, Jay O'Brien, ABC 57 News.
A massive crowd gathered in the rain last night at Buckingham Palace, paying tribute to the Queen and her life of service. Some were silent, others were visibly shaken. ABC's Patrick Reevell is live for us this morning from London with more. Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning, Rich. Yeah, the first parts of the commemorations are due to begin imminently. We're expecting bells to start tolling across the UK shortly. It's just the start of Britain's coming to terms with the passing of an era, but also the beginning of another.
This morning, King Charles is preparing to address the United Kingdom, his first public speech to his subjects since the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth. The King expected to return to London today as the country goes into mourning, so far issuing a short statement calling this a moment of greatest sadness. The bells at Windsor Castle and St Paul's Cathedral to toll around noon today, then a 96-gun salute at Hyde Park, one round for each year of the Queen's life. The first of extraordinary commemorations being launched under an elaborate plan called Operation London Bridge. Charles expected to be formally proclaimed King Charles III at St James's Palace within 24 hours. His wife Camilla will acquire the title Queen Consort.
Thoughts and prayers of all of us will be with Her Majesty the Queen.
All parliamentary activity will be suspended for 10 days for a period of mourning. Crowds have been gathering outside Buckingham Palace since the royal family announced the Queen's death.
Shocked. I can't believe it. I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted.
The announcement, as is tradition, posted on this modest placard on the gates, saying the Queen passed away peacefully at Balmoral Castle in Scotland. There, a steady stream of cars carrying members of the royal family, including Princes William and Harry. After the Queen's coffin travels to London, her body will lie in state at Westminster Hall for 3 days, allowing the public to pay their respects around the clock. The state funeral will then take place 10 days after her death at Westminster Abbey.
Quite shocking, really. You kind of always knew it was coming, but when it happens, it's just sad.
Queen Elizabeth was last seen in public Tuesday, swearing in her new Prime Minister, Liz Truss. Reacting yesterday, Truss hailed the Queen as the rock of modern Britain.
Our country has grown and flourished under her reign. Britain is the great country it is today because of her.
We now know that Prince Charles and Princess Anne were with the Queen in her final hours. Princes Andrew and Edward, as well as William and Harry, raced to be by her side but didn't make it in time. But King Charles is expected to address the nation in a pre-recorded message later today.
And Patrick, for people who have grown up with one queen, Queen Elizabeth II, she's on money, passports, her influence really cannot be understated here. She's so ingrained in the lives of so many. So what happens now?
Completely, Rich. I mean, I think people right now, most Britons here, are really just finding it difficult to believe, really, that she's gone. I think that it's going to take quite some time for people here to get used to it, even to the idea that the anthem is now changed, that it's now God Save the King, and that our coins will start to have, no longer the Queen's head on them, but the King's head. But right now, what we're waiting for is we expect King Charles to arrive in London in the coming hours, and after that, in the next 24 hours, we expect he will formally be proclaimed king.